was an incredible event.
And I highly recommend Roofr.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this edition of the Speaker Spotlight for Rise, the Roofr Roadshow. I am the host of Rise, TJ McCormack, also known as the world's greatest roofer and the community manager here at Roofr. I'm joined tonight with Jim Rhubart from Jim Rhubart Roofing in New Jersey. And I'm excited to have Jim as one of our speakers. I'm glad that you said yes, Jim. Thank you for being here tonight. I know it's 7:40 over there on the East Coast. We're still over here in Mountain Time where there's still sunlight outside, but thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate you, TJ. Yeah, you're pushing close to my bedtime here, man.
Yeah, no, we're getting to that point where it's good to go to bed a little bit early there. But man, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your company, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, awesome, man. So yeah, I'm blessed and grateful to be a third generation owner of our family roofing company. I tell people often, since about 12 or 13 years old, those summer school, the vacations were certainly not that for me. My old man had me up at 6 o'clock and cleaning up cedar shake tear-offs from a very early age. And with technology and the reach that we can have now, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of some pretty amazing groups and masterminds, and it's just it's allowed me to scale this company, and just excited to be here and discuss that with you tonight.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I was super excited, like I said, when I was trying to figure out who was going to be the best in those local areas. We're going to be in Savannah, Georgia, and Atlantic City, and then also San Antonio and Charlotte. And I was like, I got to have Jim Rhubart. That's all I've ever known. You and Amanda Vinot in New Jersey there. And a couple of other great people, of course, I've known about them, but I've always heard about you first. So it's great that you're here, man. What's something that you like to do outside of roofing and running a company?
Well, I'll tell you, I have three amazing, beautiful daughters. So anytime that I have to be intentional with them and my beautiful wife, that's what we spend doing. And right now where they're at, my middle, my youngest are, heavily involved in club soccer. And so we're traveling, not only New Jersey, but other states, enjoying that time with them. And my oldest is now a freshman in college. So
yeah.
I'm
not looking forward to that travel league stuff. I mean, I got 4 kids of my own right now, but I know that a couple of them are going to get ready to start doing that type of stuff, or they're going to want to travel like I do. And man, I already travel enough, but I'll be excited for them when that comes. You know what? Who's somebody that you look up to, man?
Man, there's quite a few, but that's an easy answer for me. It's my dad. He's been an amazing mentor, best friend. He's coached me in every sport that I've ever played. Just really did an amazing job leading me and leading by example. So I could go on and on about him. Again, I can't say enough about him. He's had a huge impact on our community. Him and my grandfather had laid the foundation of this company together. And like I said, he's an amazing man. So he'd be who I look up to.
Nice, man. You know what? That's great to have your parents, that much involved in your life and giving you that support and love that you need, man. I always say that it's good to have both of your parents in your lives still, but unfortunately some of us don't have that any longer. But tell me a book, man. Let's talk about books for a second. Adam Bensman just released a book the other day. I was super excited. Adam's one of my friends. He lives here in Colorado. We've gotten to hang out quite a bit. But what's a book that you're reading that maybe you could recommend to other people?
I mean, there's a couple books that have had a profound impact on me in the last, I'd say, 5 years. Sure. I would say one of them is Make It Count by Hunter Ballou. That's a really good book. And right now I'm actually reading one that's called Team Human. Oh, wow. And it's pretty, I'm not done. I'm about halfway through it. It has a pretty amazing psychological side of where our society is going and what it's missing. And it's missing that team human component, which I'm a big proponent of. So it's a pretty good book so far.
Yeah, man, we're all going automated or algorithms or AI technology, and a lot of what we do is scary now because a robot could replace us, but we also forget sometimes we do have to be that human component, like you're saying, man. I totally agree with that. Speaking of algorithms and AI, I think we were talking about SEO just before we came on. What are you guys doing up there in that New Jersey market? Or are you doing mostly retail or insurance work?
Yeah, so I'd say 95% retail. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. And how are you marketing to consumers in your local area?
Well, again, I'm fortunate to be, a part of a business that's been established since 1975, right? So
Yeah.
we have a great word of mouth, just job signs, things like that. The community is spreading the good word, but we're also doing SEO and the whole Google gamut, right?
Right.
So and soon enough we're going to be doing some billboards and pushing some other ways.
Nice. So do you guys use any type of organic marketing or social media?
Yeah, so my personal page is what I started out with. I started doing some videos and things like that probably 6 years ago.
For sure.
I grew my personal page, and then people like you and Joe Hughes and encouraged me to get the business page going. So that lags a little bit behind my personal page because I have so many followers there, But yeah, we're doing some organic stuff.
I think isn't Joseph from up there in New Jersey or somewhere in that area?
Yes, he is. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that there were that many roofing people up there in New Jersey. Like I said, I fought hard to get into New Jersey. I'm glad I did.
Jersey strong.
You know what? Back in the 90s, the only thing I knew about Jersey was the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
But what's something that you tell your team to stay motivated or to go out and try to get some more sales for you guys?
I'll tell you, really, honestly, it's sticking to what works for us, and that's understanding that our customers deserve to have a company service them that's been in business for so long, right?
Right.
Don't make it about yourself. Make it about the service you can provide, and we're not going to be, a perfect fit for everyone, but to basically just understand when you're going out there each and every day that you're serving the community.
Yeah. No doubt. It's so hard these days to get past 5 years. I say that often, but you know what you have to do, or you have to be different in your day to day in order to succeed like you have. How are you educating your team?
Well, we have trainings with vendors and things like that, and honestly, training a lot of the times is just sharing our experiences, right? What works and what doesn't work. Sometimes the things that don't work are more important to talk about the things that do. So, obviously there's a ton of podcasts nowadays. There's a ton on social media, books, things like that. But honestly, it's collaboration. It's sharing some of the things that I learned in those mastermind groups, like Revolt and things like that.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, no, I've never been to a revolt, and I'm sorry, Diego's watching right now. I know he is because he just said this. He said Jim's been crushing it for the last couple of years, and I've been extremely sad that I have not gone. And recently, I've been really thinking about going to a revolt event. So Diego, if you're watching, and I know Hunter's probably watching, dude, I plan to come to the one of the ones that's coming up soon. So I want to be a part of that with you guys too. So it's great to hear that Revolt's a part of that. Technology's been changing our industry for quite some time now. And, of course you don't have to say anything about Roofr, but we always love it. But, what's one piece of technology that you use on a regular basis?
This is not, free advertising for Roofr at all.
Yeah.
They have been monumental in my business. I wouldn't say I was one of the first users, but I remember when it first came out, and I struggled with learning. It's really user friendly, really.
Yeah.
But I complicated it, and so I forget who I reached out to, either Matt or Richie or somebody, and that's what impressed me the most. Honestly, the customer service and the culture that you guys are growing over there is second to none. Other technologies such as CRMs and things like that, I know that might be standard and normal to some people, but we always did business on a cardboard box and
Right.
a notepad. So I would say just, CRMs, Roofr, seriously. Even though I call it Roofr, I know we have that argument sometimes.
When I first started at Roofr, I said that I was in most of the trade shows, I was going to walk up to people and say, how do you pronounce, the name of our company?
Yes.
And people look at me, they're like, sometimes they're weirded out by that question because they want to say Roofr. And before I even started working here, I called it Roofr, but now I call it Roofr. And so it's great.
So I'm trying to practice saying Roofr for you on here.
Yeah, Richie and Matt and Pete McKendrick, and I could just name off a list of you. Kate Robertson, our marketing specialist. Like, there's so many people at Roofr that really care about the roofing community. And my anniversary is coming up for Roofr in the next week or so, and I can't believe I've almost been there a year.
Already a year?
It's already been a year, and I was employee number 80. And we just reached, I think, 130 employees today. And we have 5 more people starting next week. And I know that there's a list of new jobs that are available coming up real soon. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
no, Roofr really does love roofers, and we do think of them first. And I really appreciate you saying that about doing things on a cardboard box. So because we all have done that handshake deal or writing it down on a napkin, if you will. So it's great to hear you say that. How much would you say technology has changed your business?
Dramatically. I think it's immeasurable. Just to give you an example, I think in 2018 is when I finally went to like a CRM, which was at that time was Job Progress.
Right.
And I think within 14 to 18 months, with other things, we 3x'd our business. So there is power in efficiency and utilizing technology for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I feel the same way. Back when I was selling roofing systems, I was still handwriting, my proposals or my estimates, and I still know that people do that today. But I hear so many great circumstances where people are able to fill out a proposal sitting there with a homeowner, basically with their measurements already done for them, where I was having to figure out how many bundles of shingles or how much ridge I was going to need. And it would take me 30 minutes in a driveway to handwrite it out. Now it's only taking, 5 minutes total. But I applaud all of the technology that's come out in this industry to make our lives a lot easier.
Yeah.
So tell me something. What's next for your company, man?
Well, we have some big things going on right now. We've recently partnered with LB Capital and
Nice.
and kind of came into a conglomeration with a couple other really big companies. So we're looking to kind of spread the footprint here in New Jersey, and big things are coming.
Nice, man. You know what? That's great to hear. How many locations do you have now? Just one, or?
Just the one now. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's great to hear that you guys are going to grow, man. There's so much. There's so many roofs out there, right? Like I was standing on top of one of the tallest buildings in New York. I think maybe you saw that last winter.
Yep.
And I was just thinking about how many roofs out there and how many roofers it would take just to handle, but just thinking of all that North 95 corridor is incredible with the amount of buildings out there. So good job for that, man.
Awesome.
Let me just say this. I'm gonna say, where we can find you. We're gonna see you in Atlantic City. I think it's November the 1st. Don't kill me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow most days, but
I think October 27th.
Is it? You know what? It is October 27th. I'm looking here at my calendar. I apologize, but we'll be at Bally's, Atlantic City. The show starts at about 11 a.m. It goes till about 5:30. Jim will be on our panel of speakers of CEOs that will be providing the education for that day. So if you guys are out there listening right now and you want to come out and watch Jim, you can go to right below on the bottom of the screen there. It says get your tickets at roofr.com, roofr.com/rise. I know I shouldn't have to spell roofer, right? but we do often. And I'm looking forward to having you there, man. Tell us, can you give us a piece of wisdom or some advice before we close tonight?
Yeah, I would just say if your why is clear and you're willing to put in the work and endure and suffer a little bit, anything is possible. And again, I would recommend that you take it off of you and put it on the we. And I think that's where growth and fulfillment is found for me personally.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. You know what? Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm going to close out by saying, we were just talking about technology quite a bit in our, let me see, how do you do live? Oh, somebody was asking me how you do lives on all of these channels all at once. But no, if you guys are interested in finding out more about how technology can help your company, just give us a call. The call is free. Talk to us about it. You don't even have to choose us, but let us try to help you out, streamline your business. And thank you, Jim, so much for being a part of that growth of our company and all of the help that you've provided along the way. Richie, I know for sure, I'm speaking for him right now. He definitely appreciates it. Every time somebody says something nice about Roofr, man, it's like the first time somebody says something nice about it to him. So, thank you so much, dude. And I called you dude, but I appreciate it. And if you'll hang out for just a second, we'll talk for a second after here. But yeah, again, roofr.com/rise. And we'll look forward to seeing Jim in Atlantic City in a couple of weeks.
This was an incredible event.
And I highly recommend Roofr.